Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back. Okay, we had a great day. Spent most of the day outside. Okay, there we go. Alright. Got my buff on so I don't spit on the lens here. It's a hot day today. Ooh, hot day. Alright, ready to go. So, anyways, I gotta turn this thing on high. It's really hot in here. Despite the fact that I put a Reflectix over the windshield, it still gets warm, but not as warm as if I didn't. I know that because this glass is hot. Ugh. Anyways. So yeah, I managed to actually stay outside the house and spend some time with the kids here, especially my little one. I guess that's good. That's good, right? I think that's good. Anyways, I did some bullet time. Not your typical way like you would swing it over your head, but I did it on some objects. I think, if anything, that's more useful than spinning it over your head. I think they make, like if you have some kind of, I don't know, product review or something that you're unboxing, do a little bullet time over that, and that kind of gives a nice cool effect, I think. I'm trying to use the functions and the features of this Insta360 One, other than just gimmicky stuff. Like I've been looking for other 360 videos, like what other people have done with it on YouTube, and so far I've seen like gimmicky little tiny planets where they run around on a tiny planet, which I think you can use that if you're trying to tell a story or you're trying to convey an idea, but I don't know much stories or ideas that you can convey on a tiny planet, but maybe you can. Bullet time is just another one of those things. I don't know if you can use bullet time, but you know, it's part of the feature of the Insta360 One, so I might as well just go ahead and see if there's something at least creative in which I can use it for. And that's probably the challenge for me, is how can I use tiny planet, rabbit hole, globe, or sphere, I should say, shiny sphere, or round sphere, and these other things within the video content that I create. And again, I wouldn't be able to do this unless I had the Insta360 One, because otherwise I would have had to buy all these different equipment and different takes and shots to make all this happen. So in that sense, I'm kind of glad. And of course it does 360 as well. The 360 aspect, I think there's something I can do with it, because I use direction lock when I upload it to the app on the iOS on my iPad. So if you're watching it on a computer or a laptop, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to scroll around or anything. You could just watch it as is, as I guess I directed it. But if you have like a smartphone, then it automatically just moves with the phone, so there's not much you can do. But there could be a, there could be could there could be a there could be something that can be done, possibly. I could label front or something like that, or I could label, I don't know, something like that. But if you did want to look around, I mean, you could look around. But I don't know. The 360 aspect is, it is interesting. But other than just gimmicky things, like, how practical is it? I think there's some practicality to it, and I'm trying to work with it. I think it's opened up a lot of what I've been thinking about and trying to do, but just don't want to waste all that money and resource into camera gear and then taking X amount of takes of me doing something to convey that in a video. With the Insta360 One, I just do it, and then I work with whatever was captured. Now, if it doesn't work, then I just, whatever, I improvise and do something else. So, in that sense, it's been really cost effective for me to use the Insta360 One to do all this. So, in that sense, like, it's been extremely fun to use the Insta360 One. Extremely fun. So I don't really mind doing the editing because it's a challenge now, not a logistical or footage challenge. The challenge is how creative can I get, and how much I want to convey, how much I want to direct and have the audience absorb. So in that sense, that's the challenge. It's a different kind of challenge, not just, do I need a wide angle? Do I need a a fisheye? Do I need how many X amount of cameras and bring a tripod and all this other stuff and the lighting and everything? You just turn it on and just let it go, and then it captures everything, 360 as much as it can, and then you work with the raw material, the raw footage, the raw, whatever. You work with what you have, and then how creative you want to be in telling your story. That's the fun. That's the challenge. And so, in that sense, it's made creating content so much enjoyable. So combine that with the other things I like to do, which is ride the rad power bikes, go out and enjoy the outdoors. Pretty soon, kayaking, and then hopefully in the future I can do traveling. Well, I will be traveling, but I'm talking about, I wouldn't say van dwelling. I'm not sure if I'm going to get a van, but maybe I will. Who knows? I got to consider costs for fuel and all this other stuff. And do I really want to camp? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Maybe I just want to go someplace where other people aren't going and explore areas for myself. Maybe I do want to go someplace. Who knows? Do I want to go backpacking? Do I want to do this? I don't know. I think anything can be an adventure if you set the right parameters and under the ideal conditions. Taking a drive to the mall, spending time with your kid can be an adventure driving around can be an adventure in itself. Going to the grocery store. I mean, I guess it's how you frame the context of your life and the story that you want to tell. Remember, the videos that you see here on YouTube or anywhere else for that matter, it's all, manipulated for the audience. And some are better manipulated than others. So I guess I'm getting into directing. I guess I'm a director. I'm also the producer. Oh goodness. I'm also the star. Oh. So, but, just can't wait to do the footage and go out and edit and produce something. Now, is my content any production value whatsoever? Like, because I put some time into editing and the audio and all this other stuff. I guess you could say yes, there is. But really, it was more of a mental challenge to do this and think of different ways I can go about making a video or presenting a video in a fashion that I think best represents my content, I guess. And that in itself is I guess fulfilling enough. And I have to tell you, I never liked editing. I never liked working with audio and all this other stuff, mainly because it was so I wouldn't say cost prohibitive, but at the same time, it's like there's a lot of things you got to learn and do, which I had no desire until the Insta360 One camera came into my life, and then all of a sudden it sparked an interest. It literally set me on fire. And if you ever heard of the phrase, set a man on fire and he'll never be cold again. So it set me on fire, and I've really got a deep interest in 360 videos. Although I don't do exclusively 360 videos, I'm experimenting with it, but I also do just regular videos with some stereo, I guess, or stereo. But the videos that I'm making is much better than what it was before. I do have to admit that. And it does provide a better, I think, audience experience. And it does capture the 360, the Insta360 One captures everything to allow me to manipulate the content. And that's the key thing. And it's not you can see everything 360 with your VR goggles and get the immersive experience. No, it's for the creator, it's for the director, the content provider, to mold the raw material and present the finished product for audience consumption, I guess, if you can call it that. So, and I have to tell you, the Insta360 One makes you a one-man camera crew. The only thing you have to really worry about is the sound, and I'm okay with what I'm doing. I think I could just take the camera phone and just use that as stereo, and then I'm kind of manipulating it into a 4-channel for ambisonics. I wish I could do... This guy was trying to turn on into me or something. It's like, what's going on? Well, anyways, so, but the 360 is just there because I got a 360 camera. Some people are into like 360 look around and everything. I mean, I just, there's so much to look at, and it's such a distraction in my opinion. But maybe some people would like that, and I'll just throw it up there as extra content. It wouldn't hurt to load it up and for people to see. I might even get into 3D. I have two of these. I could split the screen in half, and then if you wanted to put your VR goggles on, you could actually see this in 3D. I could actually edit this in a way that you could possibly get a 3D, because all you need is a view with a different perspective, left and a right perspective. You put the two images side by side going simultaneously. You get the sound right, and you could just literally see everything in 3D. So two Insta360 cameras, can you make a 3D video? I think you can. I think that's possible. I mean, if you know anything about parallel viewing, you don't even need the VR goggles. If you know how to parallel view, like the Magic Eye, that kind of stuff, which I know how to make. Once I learn how to make that and understand how it works, I mean, why would I pay money for VR goggles other than maybe just convenience? But if you know how to parallel view, you just take your camera phone, just move it just away just a little bit, and although the image will be smaller, it's not gonna be in your face. But anyways, that's me. That's just me doing a hack, doing a VR goggle hack. You don't need to get one. You just have to parallel view. Once you learn how to parallel view, once you know how to make hidden images, you kind of get a better idea of how 3D works. So understand how your optic eye works and everything. You learn about optics too. So it's not that I'm ignorant to photography and contrast and composition. I do know about it. It's just sometimes it's just a lot easier just to put it on auto and just make the content, make the video, instead of worry about all these other things, and you miss the moment. You miss the magic sometimes, or the opportunity of creating. Anyways, we're home. We made it. I guess I will see you all later. Hopefully we'll let me see what I can do. I made some bullet time. Let's see how that comes out, and we'll see what happens. Alright, I'm slowly backing up into the shade. Oh yeah, right there. Perfect. Alright, bye.